Hey Libras, welcome to your general life reading for February 16th through the 28th. Hope you guys are doing great. Grab your sips and let's get right into it. So, as I was getting into your energy and meditating on this reading, I heard quite a few messages. One was a song by Gloria Estefan called Coming Out of the Dark. I also heard Step by Step by Whitney Houston. And I also heard, and I think it's actually a lyric from that song, No one told me how to get there, but when I get there, I'll know. So we'll see how that ties into your overall reading. I started by pulling a few oracle cards to get a sense of the energy surrounding you guys right now. The first one that came out is Come to the Edge. The second one that came out is Why. And the third one that came out is Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realms. So let's pull some tarot and see what energy is surrounding you all right now. Get some good messages for you. So your current energy is the Six of Swords. The energy that's surrounding you, what's unknown, obstacles, challenges. We have the Page of Cups and we also have the Hanged Man. For advice from Spirit, we have the Seven of Cups. And for the potential outcome, we have the King of Swords in reverse. So let's grab another tarot deck and clarify these messages a little bit for you. So for Libra's current energy, we have a quick flipper. We have the King of Swords in reverse. For challenges, obstacles, and what might be hidden. Let's see what we have for Libra. We have the Sun. For advice from Spirit, okay, we have the Ten of Wands in reverse, and we also have the Five of Swords. And for the potential outcome, okay, we have two. We have the Four of Swords, and we also have the Empress in reverse. All right, so let's grab an oracle deck and see if there are any more messages for you guys before we get into the reading. Any messages for Libra's current energy? Okay, we have two. We have leveling up and we have growing success. For challenges, obstacles, and what might be hidden, we have specificity matters, and we also have respond versus react. For advice from Spirit, okay, we have one that flipped over. We have your own path. And for the potential outcome, we have love where you are, and we also have paradigm shift. All right, so let's get into it. So Libra, it really feels like right now you are coming out of a period that was rather challenging for you. With the overall energy, we have come to the edge, why, and the Council of Light. It feels like Spirit is saying that, you know what? It's time to step out on faith. And whatever that faith is in for you, whatever that means, it's time to embrace that. And learn the lessons from whatever it is that you've experienced. Figure out what the why was. What was that meant to teach you? What did you get from that experience? It may be a change in how you interact with people. It might be, resetting your values, looking at your self-worth and embracing it. There's a lesson to be had from whatever it is that you went through. And now it's time to take that lesson and know that you have the support of the universe and lean on faith and charge forward. So looking at the tarot, for your current energy, the Six of Swords, the King of Swords in reverse, and we also have two oracle cards. The first one is leveling up. You deserve the best. Major improvement. doing inner work, and dealing with past hurts. We also have growing success, abundance, generosity, be excited, stay on path, improvement, manifesting affluence. So, Libras, wow. So it really looks like you've been sort of going inward, right? And coming out of this dark place and moving to some place that's so much calmer and so much more full of light. Like you are transforming your life, you are building. Now, this may be in career, this may be in your social network, this may be physically, but there are good things that are coming in for you after this period of like, what the, is going on here. This is a good thing. This is the energy that you're in. So when we look at the challenges, obstacles, and what might be hidden from you, some things to consider, we have the Hanged Man, we have the Page of Cups in reverse, we have the Sun, and 2 oracle cards. The first one is Specificity Matters. The universe can only give you what you ask for. Narrow it down. Be as specific as feels good. And we also have Respond versus React. Express from a loving place. Old trigger, trauma yields drama. New beneficial thought patterns. So I think sometimes when we go through rough patches, it's really easy to kind of fall back in the pattern of protecting ourselves and sort of defending ourselves. And occasionally it might be challenging to see things from a different perspective, from a different point of view. And I think that there might be some sort of belief that if you sort of let your guard down a little bit too much, then you're not going to get to your happy place. So it almost feels like now that you're on a better path, that you're feeling better, that your walls are up, that your defense mechanisms are up. It's like, no, I got to defend this. I fought really, really hard for this. I got to fight for this. And so I think that kind of factors into the respond versus react. Make sure that if anything comes up, because, it's life. And no matter how positive our path is, there's always going to be a little speed bump here and there. Make sure that you take a little bit of a pause and you are very clear on what it is that you want, what it is that you want the outcome to be, what it is that you want to accomplish, and respond accordingly. Take that time to respond as opposed to react, because reacting can sort of push you backwards a little bit, but thoughtful response can move you miles ahead. What we have in terms of advice from Spirit, we have the 7 of Cups, we have the 10 of Wands in reverse, we have the 5 of Swords, and we also have your own path. Trailblazing brings the greatest achievement, heart and mind aligned, unconventionality, and authenticity. Libras, explore your options. There are a lot of good things on the horizon for you. It's almost like the world is your oyster. And keep working on laying down any of the burdens that you've experienced in the past. This, prior situation that had you in a relatively negative space. Keep working to make sure that you've healed from that you've addressed all of those issues, and forge ahead without it. It's a new path. It's a new place for you to be. It's a fresh start. And this new path may not include people, places, and things that were there previously. And you know what? That's okay. That's sort of the cycle of life, right? A reason and a season for everyone and everything. So keep doing the good work that you've been doing, in terms of healing and forgiving yourself and others, and charge forward. You got this. You have an entire team behind you, whether you know it or not, that's supporting you in this next phase. So, looking at the potential outcome, we have the King of Swords in reverse, we have the Four of Swords, we have the Empress in reverse, and we have two oracle cards. The first one is love where you are, appreciate current circumstances, ask yourself why you want what you want, see the beauty in it all. And the other one is paradigm shift, new experiences integrating now, materialization, growth, expansion, progression, cycles, and change. So it seems to me, Libra, that the outcome in the immediate future for you is going to be a period of restfulness. Like, I'm just feeling this incredible sense of peace for you, where you've gone through this turbulent time and now you're kind of laying down your sword. You know, you're not in a position of having to chop people in the neck. You know, you're not in a position of having to sort of clap back, to defend yourself, to fight against everything. You can take that time to sort of rest and recover and get that Empress energy back to sort of create this fertile ground where you can create something new, where you can start giving rise to something fresh in your life. But in the meanwhile, I think that you have developed an appreciation for where you are in life, especially relative to where it is that you've just come from. And in this period of rest, you're going to start seeing changes happening because you are creating an environment that is so conducive to good things springing up. It's almost like you're taking the time after the winter storm to cultivate the soil and get it ready for planting new seeds, right? So that's kind of what I'm feeling where you are right now. Let's grab one last oracle card to see if Spirit has any final messages for you. Any last messages for, okay, that's that's quite a few that came out. I will take the two that flipped over. So the first card that came out is be decisive. And the second card that came out is refine your intention. So I think that this goes back to the challenge that you may have been experiencing a little bit earlier with figuring out your path forward, and that specificity matters. And thinking about the song step by step. Well, it's like, well, no one told me how to get here, but when I get there, I'll know. Well, you can tell yourself where it is that you want to be. Now, maybe you can't dictate the how of that happen. Sometime that's left up to divine order. But focusing on the end, right? Be decisive about what you want your life to look like. Make sure that you give attention to that, to the outcome. Live in the end. And I think the rest will fall into place. You will see things shifting, and the universe will meet you where you are and give you everything that you need to get to where it is that you've given your attention and decided that you were where you want to be. So, Libras, I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that this resonated with you somehow. If it did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. In the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.